Hi guys, welcome to Crazy Burger. So Piko Arcade 1 was released last year and I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good collection. Now I know it wasn't everyone's cup of tea, there's some real oddities on here. A lot of the games were from a company called Unico and they were pretty obscure. I certainly hadn't heard of them or even played them before, but I really enjoyed quite a few of them. The beat 'em ups were pretty hard. I thought Steel Force was really good fun to play, although that's not necessarily a Unico title. There were a few other games on that arcade collection that weren't all under the Unico brand. Anyway, but in this video I'm going to be looking at the possibility of a Piko Arcade Collection 2. There's still a few games out there that Unico released that we might see in a second collection, and Piko also own a few other arcade titles that we've seen on the Game Station Pro from Atari, or in conjunction with Atari. So what I'm going to do is look at a few of these games and look at the possibility. Could we see a Piko Arcade 2? Let's find out. Okay, so one of the most obvious games that we haven't had yet is Age of Heroes. This is Silk Road 2, the sequel to Legend of Silk Road that's on the first collection, which I really enjoyed. I thought it was fantastic. This really looks like more of the same, although I'm not really sure if there's some issues with the emulation that I was playing here, or maybe that was how the game actually ran. But there's a possibility we could see this game at some point, maybe.
Fire!
So I'm not really sure if this will be a possibility. This is Backstreet Soccer, which Unico did actually distribute, but I don't really think they own the rights to the game, and I'm not really sure if Piko do either, to be honest. But I came across this game and I thought it was pretty funny. It's so cheesy, it's so bad, but it was actually good fun to play. So it would be one of those games that we have seen a lot of these titles on Evercade, quirky, cheesy, funny, awful style games, but this one actually might be quite good fun to play, and it certainly made me giggle, and I had a lot of fun actually playing it. It's silly, but it was good fun.
Kick off!
So this game is Cheese Chase, and it actually appeared on the Atari Game Station Pro as part of the Piko licensed games that were included on that device. And it's a sort of a puzzle style game where you're going through the sort of level here, try to pick up the cheese, try to avoid the different obstacles and stuff that's put in your way. I only had a quick playthrough, and as much as I like my puzzle games, I'm not really sure it's that great, to be honest. It seems a little bit tricky to get to grips with, but it could be a possibility. So this is Galaxy Runners. This is also one that appeared on the Game Station Pro, and it's obviously a vertical shoot 'em up, and we haven't really had an awful lot of vertical shoot 'em up since the Tour Plan collection 2, I think was it last year we got that. So it's been a while, we're certainly crying out for a few more of them. Not personally, I'm not really a big fan of these, but I actually enjoyed this one. It was quite good, very basic, very simple, and it's pretty decent. It's not going to blow your mind away, it's nothing, nowhere near as good as your tour plan style games obviously, but it's still good fun to play. We could see this in some way, shape or form in a future Piko collection. Okay, so one game we're most likely never going to see is Guri Guri. Now, it seems innocently enough, but obviously looking at that silhouette in the background, the better you do it matching up the colours, the more that picture will get revealed. And that picture is usually some sort of topless model in the background. Sounds fantastic, but this is most likely never going to happen on Evercade, sadly. So another title from the Game Station Pro was this one, Lucky Boom, and it reminded me a lot of the game called Pong, which was in all formats back in the day, which was really good fun. Basically you need to destroy all the balloons on the level and then progress to the next one. Great fun, good sort of arcade style action. And while we see this, it's possible we could see this at some point. This one could well get added, it's alright. It is pretty difficult right enough, but I quite enjoyed playing it for the brief time that I did. So this is Ping Pong Masters 93. This one was also on the Game Station Pro. And I had high hopes for this. It sort of reminded me a little bit like the squash game we have on the Galco collections, which was fantastic, really addictive stuff. But this doesn't quite hold up the same. It's okay for a quick blast, but it is difficult to see the actual ping pong ball as it's going across the table. So quite often you will miss the shot and not actually return it. But it was okay for a quick blast. It's just not amazing. So next up is Ultra Balloon, and there's no prizes on offer for guessing which game this is actually ripping off. One of those games that we've seen recently on the Super Pockets. So in the absence of getting that on Evercade, this could be the next best thing. It's actually really well done, even though it's clearly ripping off Bubble Bobble. It's at least doing it really well. And that seems to be something of a theme of a lot of the games that's released from Unico. They seem to be inspired very heavily from other style games, but at least I guess it's doing it well. So this is 0 Point, and it's quite clearly inspired by the Point Blank games from Namco. And they were fantastic games, I absolutely loved them on the PlayStation and even in the arcades as well. But there's one obvious issue here with these games, is we really would need a light gun to play these games properly. Try to play them on a D-pad is nigh on impossible, but will Blaze actually make a light gun? I doubt it. So will we see some of these games as part of a Piko Arcade 2 collection? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think there's enough quality games yet to get that second collection, and I don't think Piko actually own the rights to all of these games. I'm not entirely sure. As I said, I don't think there's enough quality yet, but I'm pretty sure we will see some of these games at some point on Evercade. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.